Blitz Live. I am Andy Graham alongside Luke Robinson, and we'll be with you for the next 2 hours, taking your phone calls and talking about everything going on in the world of sports. A lot to talk about tonight, of course. The Super Bowl will be next. It will be this coming Sunday. The Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. A lot to talk about in that game, the biggest game of the year in the NFL. And then, of course, the XFL beginning the next week, February the 8th. Ooh. Looking forward to that.
I mean, right off the heels of the Super Bowl, you're going to start? Okay.
I guess,
Good luck with that.
Straight, yeah, really. We'll see how that turns out. But Auburn Tigers going to tip off in Oxford, Mississippi against the Ole Miss Rebels in about an hour from now. Auburn coming off a win over Iowa State over the weekend. Alabama going to travel down to Baton Rouge, take on LSU tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on ESPN2. That should be a very fun game. LSU kind of been struggling, or kind of been. I mean, they're 6-0 in the league, but they've had so many close games and have found a way to win each and every one of those. Alabama, maybe one of the hotter teams in the SEC right now, playing extremely well. So, a lot to look forward to. We'll break down those games a little bit. You had the SEC Big 12 Challenge this past weekend. It ended up 5-5. Alabama and Auburn, shockingly. In basketball, you said they took care of their business. And some of the other teams let us down, but that's all right.
Mostly great games, though. I mean, the game that was probably the biggest stinker was the one everybody was looking forward to was Baylor traveling to Florida. Florida was actually the favorite, and they got just walloped.
Yeah, it was not. I mean, it was close early. Florida came out pretty hot and had a lead, but Baylor chipped away at that and really never looked back. Baylor's pretty doggone good. Let's just be honest about it. We'll talk about that. Talk about anything that you'd like to talk about tonight. The floor is open. The phone call, the lines are open. 256-234-6221 is our number here if you got anything you'd like to talk about. We'll talk about Kobe Bryant as he was tragically killed in a helicopter crash over the weekend. The ramifications of this have just kind of reverberated globally. Everybody, sending out heartfelt condolences. There's a lot of people that are involved in this. 9 people on that helicopter. Several families. We're talking about 3 children. Well, I mean, I call them children. Middle school age girls perishing in this helicopter accident. Just a tragedy all the way around. But the NBA community certainly affected by this. Lakers calling off the game tonight, or I think it's tonight. Them and the Clippers in the Staples Center. Just seeing, ESPN's pretty much 24/7 coverage of this and people's reaction to it. We'll kind of start there. Obviously, this is 41 years old. Kobe Bryant, retiring from the NBA several years ago, about up for the Hall of Fame this coming year. Was going to be one of the pretty maybe greatest classes ever. Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, I think, in that class. But Sunday afternoon on a helicopter, and I think pretty much investigations are showing that like dense fog, just a confluence of things that caused this crash. And what's your initial or thoughts about it? This is the first time we've had a chance to talk about it.
Well, first of all, the pilot, he got disoriented. I saw some more about this today. They don't really understand what the pilot was, what his mode of operation was here. I mean, it was a very strange thing, but this was apparently Kobe's favorite pilot. And he has like 8,000 flying hours. It just goes to show you that, every time you fly, you're taking a bit of a risk. I mean, I guess every time you step out of your door, you're taking a bit of a risk. But, if you're in a chair in the sky, a lot of things have to go right, and only a few things have to go wrong. And if you get turned around, all of a sudden, I mean, for us sitting here, it's hard to say, well, how do you run into the side of a mountain? Well, I mean, it was so foggy, he was disoriented, and one pilot came on NBC News night and said, if you lose track of your instruments, well, they're right there. But you start getting disoriented, and your instruments are all sort of juggling together, is shaky. I can see how it happens. My father was in a plane crash many moons ago. Luckily, he survived. The pilot did pass away. And there were 2 other people on the plane. Dad was burned pretty badly. I'm not going to pretend I know everything that happened about that. It happened when I was in 9th grade. But it's something that, it's a very scary thing. And, ever since then, Dad's been sort of shaky about taking any flights. But back to the Kobe thing, look, I know one thing that's sort of been danced around is the Colorado episode or incident or whatever you want to say. And I've seen a few negative people on Twitter bring it up. Not many have. And I don't think it's the right time or place to bring it up. And it seems that that's pretty much all forgotten for the most part. I was shocked to know Kobe's reach. Because I'll tell you, I didn't really like him for a while just because, you pick a side, Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. I always pick Michael Jordan. But man, the more I go back and watch him, I still think Jordan's better, but I think that Kobe was, we were watching greatness and maybe just didn't capture it as we should have. He was unbelievable. He came from Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia and then went straight to the pros when nobody else was doing it, for the most part. And he was drafted by Charlotte and traded to the Lakers. Mm-hmm. So how things could have been different.
Jerry West.
Yeah.
Traded Vlade Divac.
That's right.
For,
Who was a fan favorite.
He was.
And I remember Kobe's first All-Star game with Karl Malone was on his team, and Karl Malone went to set a pick for him. And Kobe called him off. And Karl Malone said, that's when I wondered if I really liked this guy. And because Karl Malone was like, nobody's ever called off a pick from me before. And but of course they ended up being teammates later. And I go back to, it just shocked me how many people were touched by this. I mean, ESPN anchors were crying on air that I didn't know had any connection at all with Kobe Bryant. There were other broadcasters who weren't even for the Lakers crying. New York, the Empire State Building was yellow and purple. It lit up. I mean, man, it's crazy to think about. And I got to say, he did do a lot of good things. And he also, as a guy, father to 2 daughters, he started that whole girl dad hashtag trend yesterday, and I thought that was kind of cool. But yeah, it's super sad to see him go. Super tragic for everybody on board. But boy, I'm really taken aback at how much influence he had over the entire world.
I was going to say that too. I mean, I later in the show, I even had a little, one of our questions about, are you surprised at how global and how the depth of this, has it's affected people? Because I'm like you. I am a little surprised. I mean, I wouldn't have thought they would have canceled NBA basketball games. I wouldn't have thought people, would across the globe would take this the way they have. I mean, I'm not diminishing it at all, like you said. I mean, it's an incredible tragedy, especially for his wife and his 3 living daughters right now, and the family members of all these people that died on this helicopter. But yeah, I'm a little taken back. Maybe I've missed something, like you. I mean, I watched him play, and I always thought, I always appreciated his skill, but he was. I never thought that he had the social impact that he apparently has had.
That's a great way to put it. The Grammys, I watched the Grammys, some of the Grammys the other night, as much as I could, and they were all just in shock. Now, of course, that's in Los Angeles, a lot of Los Angeles folks. Some of them did have close relationships with Kobe, but I think one of the reasons it does have such a social outreach is because if you're that famous and you're that good at what you do, especially in LA or New York, it's one thing to be like that in Cleveland, or to be like that in even somewhere like San Antonio or something like that. But because I don't think people are shutting all this stuff down for Tim Duncan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you have that, and he's in Tinseltown. He played his whole career there. He had connections with all these famous people that always come to the game, and so they loved him and they embraced him. And I guess that had more. I'm trying to. I'm sure he contributed to charities. I'm sure he had a lot of other community outreach things he did. I just didn't know about him as much. So I'm like you. It shocked me that you cancel games, that guys at the Australian Open are coming out to play in a Kobe jersey. Yeah. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I'm like you. What did I miss here? Because if the same thing had happened, and I hate to bring up the Michael Jordan comparison, if the same thing had happened to Michael Jordan, I might understand it more, because I look at it like, to my generation, Michael Jordan was such an icon. Maybe Kobe is that icon to that generation.
I guess he is.
Yeah.
And I've had conversations. Seems like I've had conversations with people about, is LeBron James the greatest, player? And I said, he's not even number 2. I always considered Jordan number 1, and I would put Kobe probably. And what we were talking with JJ before the show, there's from 2 to 6, 2 to 7, 2 to 8. There's a cluster of people there that you could put, and you could make an argument that they could all be there, probably. He belongs in that group.
I agree.
He's a top 5 player of all time.
And what else is weird is LeBron had just passed him in number of points scored the night before.
Yeah.
Just bizarre. He did have 81 points in a game against Toronto one night. I do remember
took
that
about
pretty
40
well.
shots to get it.
He took a ton of shots. All that's true. And I think something like his last game, he missed his first 5 shots. There was also a playoff game I think he was in his rookie year where he had like 4 air balls towards the end of the game. And Shaq pretty famously came out and said, look, he's the only one who had guts to take the shot, so I'm not mad at him. He did have an it factor about him. He spoke fluent Italian. I know that. He's a really smart kid. He had great SATs. Could have gone anywhere in the country.
We're up against our first break here on Sports Blitz Live, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider, Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga.
And I'm Coco. Do you owe more on your vehicle than it's worth? Are you stuck with high interest rates? We may be able to help.
If you've made your last 12 consecutive payments on time and would like to get a new vehicle for the same or close to the same payment and save thousands of dollars in interest, you may qualify.
So come by and see us and let us show you the Vaden way.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, located on Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
Sound is something good.
At Kia of Auburn, no money down all month long.
Guaranteed I like it, yeah.
Plus, get no payments for 90 days and Kia's 100,000-mile 10-year warranty.
Sound is something good.
At Kia of Auburn on South College and KiaofAuburn.com.
Guaranteed I like it. No, I
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you, just getting started on this Tuesday evening. Texas A&M and Tennessee playing right now in Knoxville. Pretty tight game. We'll keep you apprised of that as we move forward in tonight's show. Again, a lot to talk about. We'd love to hear from you, though. 256-234-6221. We're brought to you each and every Tuesday evening by JR Sports Bar and Grill. Great place to have lunch or dinner right here in downtown Alexander City. Got great atmosphere, great food, great service. Just a tremendous place to go have lunch or dinner. JR's Sports Bar and Grill. Also, Sunshine Heating and Air for all your heating and cooling needs. We're in the middle of winter right now, but summer is just right around the corner. It always is when you live in the state of Alabama. You'll need that air conditioner soon enough. Go ahead and contact Sunshine Heating and Air for all your heating and cooling needs. Let's get right into it. Luke, true or false, Ed Orgeron hit a home run by hiring Bo Pelini as DC?
I mean, that's false, right? I mean, a home run is kind of stretching. I mean, maybe a stand-up double.
Is he? Well, I mean, he did a good job the first go-round, did he not?
Yeah, I mean, he did, but then, you move on past that, and now he's more famous for having a Twitter fake account that somebody else has made called Faux Pelini. Right. It shows him holding a cat. I mean, this with sort of a Bill Cosby sweater on. So yeah, it's fine, I guess. I mean, I think I'm. If they had said it
you
was
think
good,
Dave Aranda's better
I'll say
than
this.
him?
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
Do I think Gene Chizik would have been a better hire? Yes.
Really?
I do.
Wow. Okay. Now that says something to me. Okay. I'm not sure I would agree.
Well, and here's what I really don't like about it. I think where Dave Aranda was sort of the young, up-and-coming guy, and Baylor's hired him now, and that's great. He can relate to recruits a little more. Bo Pelini's a little bit stodgier. I don't feel like he's going to relate quite as well. He has
no personality.
He has no personality. And which is anti everything Louisiana. Louisiana is bursting at the seams with personality. Love them or hate them. They never. You never go to Louisiana and go, I just sort of had an okay time. No, you either have a horrible time, a story that makes you never want to go back, or a story that says, I can't ever go back because I'll be arrested. They've got a warrant out for me. So I feel like it's sort of a blah hire.
Okay. What's the chances Deion Sanders is coaching in college football next season?
Please,
he makes a prediction on Twitter that he will be coaching next year.
I mean, as a head coach? I mean, come on. I mean, I just, no, I don't want it.
Do you think Sanders would be good for college football?
No.
No.
It's just that's not his style. I feel the same way about him that I feel like Penny Hardaway at Memphis. Yeah. I mean, Penny's going to get you some talent, but you see what's happening now. I mean, things are falling apart. Now, they did lose James Wiseman, the best player on the team, but, I mean, they didn't really lose him. He was suspended for a while, and then he finally said, you know what, I don't really need to do this.
That's true. He coaches the Under Armour thing. He's involved in college athletics.
And it's goofy.
Yeah.
It's goofy. He and Mariucci, and they get a little goofy out there. Because it's one thing to coach an Under Armour All-American game where you can say, nobody's trying to block kicks, nobody's trying to run the clock out or keep your team off the field. It's just a bunch of high school kids slinging it around willy-nilly for the most of the part. And so I feel like anybody can go out there and just say, hey, Bryce Young, throw it to that guy.
Yeah. Better NFL career, Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow?
Well, I would have said Joe Burrow last week, probably before the Senior Bowl. Now, I don't know. Justin Herbert is so big. My partner on our podcast, Locked on Bama, is Jimmy Stein. He is a guy in Mobile that goes to all the sporting events. He has no children, so it's not like he's tied up with other stuff. And his wife loves to go with him, so it all works out. He's very knowledgeable. He goes to Senior Bowl all the time, goes to all the events. He may not go to the actual game, but he goes to all the events leading up to it. And he got a picture next to Justin Herbert. He said he's legit 6'5.5". I mean, he's like in regular shoes, not Kiss boots or high heels. He's just 6'5.5". He's a big dude. He's got a huge arm. I think he'll be able to have a nice career. Joe Burrow, I don't know if there's anywhere to go but down, right? I mean, how in the world are you going to follow up this past year?
That's a good question.
And also, he's going to the Bengals, which tells me, okay, I think Herbert's going to have a better career just right off the bat.
He may end up in a better situation for sure. True or false, Baylor is the best college basketball team in America?
I think that could be true, which is odd because it is a hodgepodge of players. They've got a bunch of transfers, one from Auburn, one from Alabama. Jared Butler, it made me sick watching him the other night. He's great. And Alabama wouldn't clear him medically. He came to campus, and then he had sort of a heart condition that they were worried about.
Who's from Auburn?
Davion Mitchell.
Oh.
He's at Baylor.
Wow.
He's playing a lot. He played well. They had another transfer from something like, what's NC Asheville maybe? They got about 4 or 5 different transfers over there. They just sort of, it's not like they all came in. They came in the same class, but took much different paths than the traditional route. And they're playing about as well as anybody. And also, I got to give them the nod over Gonzaga because Baylor is playing stiffer competition right now. Now, Gonzaga plays in their non-conference. They take on some big boys. But Baylor does that in the non-conference, and then Baylor has gone into Gainesville, which, yes, I know some teams have gone in there and won lately. Florida was playing very well. This Blackshear kid is really good, and Baylor just handled them. I mean, once they got the lead, they never looked back.
No, that's true. What's the chances Gus Malzahn lets Chad Morris completely run the Auburn offense? He came out of the Senior Bowl and said he's completely turning it over to him, said that he is going to call the plays, he is going to run the meetings. He even told Jason Caldwell he's not even going to be in on the offensive meetings.
What's that movie, Less Than Zero? Yeah, whatever that is. Yeah, I think he's going to let Chad Morris call some plays. Who do they open up with? Alcorn State or Alabama State? They open up with somebody like that. And Chad Morris will be calling plays like you wouldn't believe. Then the next week they play a North Carolina team that's going to be a little saltier than this year's team. And I bet you if when the rubber hits the road, that Gus Malzahn is going to be involved some way or another. It's just his nature.
It is his nature. Look, I've heard him say one thing and do another. Times to be completely convinced of it.
I go on carb-free diets all the time because I'm convinced that's a good way for me to lose weight because I love carbs. But if you put a donut in front of me, I'm going to eat it no matter how far in the process or how close I am to ketosis because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Gus Malzahn's going to call plays because that's what he does.
Over or under 55 wins for the number 1 ranked Alabama softball team preseason. They play 54 regular season games. 55 wins for the season.
54 regular season games, and you assume
if they win the SEC tournament, that'd probably be 3 games. You got to win 3 games to win a regional. You got to win 2 games to win a super regional.
You know,
got to win about 3 or 4 to win.
I'm going to go under. I'm not going to pretend that I know. Montana Fouts, I think, is still on the team, right?
Yeah. I think they got the number 1 pitcher in the last class, too.
And I think Alabama can win, but I still got to go under because whenever a team gets this much press, something always happens. And so I'm going to go under, but, I still think they're going to be good. They'll be a top 8 seed.
Well, yeah, probably so. Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
Have you heard the news? Your favorite chick is now online. That's right, you can now get Chicken Salad Chick even faster by visiting order.chickensaladchick.com. Chicken Salad Chick, born in Alabama and serving the best chicken salad around.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. About 30 more minutes in the first hour of tonight's program. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. As we mentioned, college basketball going on tonight. Auburn tipping in about 30 minutes against Ole Miss. Texas A&M and Tennessee. That one probably coming to an end here in a few minutes. Mississippi State will take on the Gators of Florida. That one tipped at 6 o'clock. So
that's close, too. I'm looking at it.
Probably close a little bit.
It's 52-54 Florida right now with 11 minutes to go.
Wow, that one's closer than I would have thought.
Much closer than we thought.
Georgia is at Missouri. That one's about to tip right now at 7:30. And then, of course, the late one, Auburn at Ole Miss. Tomorrow night, it'll be Vanderbilt at Kentucky, Alabama at LSU, and South Carolina at Arkansas. We talked about the Big 10, the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Over the weekend, it ended up 5-5. Auburn, and it's funny, kind of Auburn and Alabama ended up, games kind of went the same way. Auburn had about an 18-point lead at one time. They whittled it down to about 4 and had a 3 in the air to cut it to 1. Alabama had a big lead, about 14 or 16, and Kansas State just would not go away, kept whittling the lead down, got within, and ended up being a 3-point game. But overall, did you go to the game?
No, I didn't. I wanted to, but I couldn't. I just had other commitments, and so I had to follow it along on my phone. And as I got out of the car, Alabama had a big lead, and I was thinking, okay, this one's about over. And we went into a restaurant. They didn't have great service. I was kept trying to follow it, and finally said, look, I got to go out here and check this score. And I went out there, and so I had to text my wife from outside. I mean, like I said, it was pretty cold. And I said, look, we're up 2 with like 20 seconds left. I'm staying out here till it's over. She goes, well, I'll take 5 minutes. I said, we can take 20 minutes. I might go to overtime. I'm going to be out here. You know where to find me.
Yeah. But it did not. Thank goodness. Have to go to overtime. You actually got to eat. Well, you know, West Virginia, Missouri was no trouble for West Virginia. LSU blew a big lead to Texas. Actually lost the lead, came back and actually won the game by 2. Again, if it's a close game, they seem to be able to pull those out. Mississippi State and Oklahoma was a very, I don't know, it was not a very fun game to watch. I tried to watch the beginning of it and just was.
But it got good at the end. I mean, it was a one-possession game. Mississippi State had a chance. And that's why I give Mississippi State a lot of credit because I really thought that they may mail it in. You know, they lose that game, but they're going to Florida and fighting.
Yeah, really. Looking down through here, who is the best team in the SEC right now, as far as you're concerned? Is it LSU?
I mean, it has to be LSU, right? I mean,
They got the best record.
They got the best record. I would also argue they have not played their best. And I think their best, when they're on, their best is better than anybody. And I include Kentucky in that. I think Kentucky is so young, it's finally caught up to them. I was really kind of captured by Auburn when they were 15-0. But then I see, you go 2 road games, arguably the 2 toughest games you played all year, and you get handled in both of them against, while I think it's your 2 toughest games all year, I wouldn't say either one of them were great teams. Obviously, Florida's just showing what they kind of are. They ran into Alabama at a bad time. But, I think the league's just not very good overall. It kind of makes it fun because there is some parity. But at the same time, there's nobody that we're really just chasing and going, wow, nobody can touch them. I mean, anybody could beat anybody on a given night.
That's for sure. And we're seeing that again tonight. How did the Texas A&M Tennessee?
I'm going to give you 37 seconds left. A&M is up 3 at Tennessee.
Wow.
And you say, why is that a big deal? Well, if you're an Alabama fan, you're kind of following Tennessee right now. You're kind of following Florida, maybe Mississippi State a little bit. And you were following Georgia, but they just lost at home to Ole Miss last Saturday, and they lost on Wednesday night too. So they're pretty much out of it right now, I would say, in terms of worrying about the NCAA field. But if you're an Alabama fan, you're pulling for A&M because that's a team that's not going to make the tournament. I don't think there's any doubt. And anything that gives Tennessee some more losses will help Alabama out. And then, Mississippi State is taking the lead on Florida 59-58. And if Mississippi State wins, I think that's positive for Alabama because even though they're vying for a position, Alabama does have a win over State, and they do, I believe they play them again, but I can't remember if they do travel to Starkville or not. We still got 12 games to go or something.
Yeah.
So I hadn't memorized the schedule just yet as I drop my microphone.
Maybe they didn't cut you off. How much is left in the Mississippi State, Florida?
About 8 minutes.
Okay. We'll keep you apprised of that. Auburn traveling to Ole Miss tonight. Auburn, did not fare well against the Rebels last year. First game of the year. First conference game of the year. Auburn goes to Oxford and gets pretty much handled pretty well. Loses that game by about 14 points. Comes back home, and Auburn just, for whatever reason, a bad matchup with Ole Miss last year as they go into Auburn Arena. Auburn hadn't lost a lot of games in Auburn Arena in the last several years. So it'll be interesting to see. As Luke mentioned, Ole Miss struggling this year as they started out 0-5 in the league. Now they're 1-5. I'm not sure your mic is on. Okay. We'll see.
When you drop it.
This is true. That'll help if you don't do that. This Ole Miss team, are they that bad, or is it just that they had a bad run?
I think they had a bit of a bad run. And again, I think they'll get better. I like their coach a lot, and they've got some talent. I think they got the league's leading scorer right now, don't they? I mean, it was Neesmith at Vanderbilt, but he's out for the year.
Brian Tyree?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's averaging 18.9 points a game, almost 20 a game. Very active, 3.7 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 1.3 steals. So he shoots the ball well from 3-point. Ole Miss not a big team. They only got one guy, Kadeem Sy, that's 6'10", but they do have some bigger guards, some lengthy guys, 6'7", 6'6", 6'5" type guys. So they got a lot of guys that can be interchangeable and play a lot of different positions. That's always tough, if you can do it right. So we'll see what Auburn does. They got kind of back on track after that 2-game losing streak. Have won the last 2. Really, to be perfectly honest, I don't think there's any. There's really no reason for Auburn to go in and lose this game other than the fact that it's on the road. We'll see if Auburn's kind of cursed playing on the road. It's obvious they're a completely different team at home as they are on the road.
Even the win at Mississippi State, there were certainly some anxious moments, especially right at the beginning. And Auburn has been notoriously getting off to pretty slow starts. So you don't want to do that against an Ole Miss team that may have found its footing. But I still like Auburn in this game. Auburn's favored by 5, and I like them a lot. I think we're going to need to talk about this this article in the Outlook by a columnist, an opinion piece about the Kobe Bryant versus mourning Kobe Bryant and the outpouring of support and sympathy versus just the outpouring and support, sympathy or lack thereof for military members, first responders, whatever. And I hear that argument all the time when somebody famous dies. Why do we care about that and we don't care about a first responder or a policeman or a fireman? And certainly somebody can make that case. But here's the thing. If we all kind of had a relationship with Kobe Bryant one way or another, he made you feel something. A lot of people loved him. There were some people who disliked him a lot. But he made you feel something. So when he passes, and it wasn't like he was out of the limelight either. I mean, he didn't just, fade into obscurity. And he was doing good things, and he was a model father. I mean, again, you can say, well, he could be a model father. He had millions of dollars. Still, several millionaires who aren't model fathers. He was a model father to his girls, which is just huge, and it said a lot about him. He also was active in the basketball community. I think he did a lot of good. I don't see anything wrong with people reaching out and saying they loved him. And again, because you don't do it when a first responder in Iowa passes that you didn't know, doesn't make you a bad person either. You just had no connection there. You might see it on a news story, or you might see it, the horrible thing that happened in North Alabama in Scottsboro at the marina where the boats exploded. I mean, you can't help but feel sorry for those people that perished in that, but I didn't even hear any of their names. And I feel for whoever those families are, but I had no connection to them. Kobe Bryant, I've followed basketball all my life. I had a bit of a connection to him. I didn't like him for a while. Then I really started liking him, and I was sorry to see him go. Leave the game of basketball. And then he comes and speaks in Tuscaloosa kind of recently. He goes to Full Moon Barbecue, which my wife is their PR rep. And so, all of a sudden you get a little bit close to these people, and then you hear about something like this passing. It also makes you think about your own humanity. If you feel like if Kobe Bryant can pass away in just a standard helicopter flight where he's just going to a basketball game, you kind of feel like, oh my God, anything can happen to any of us at any time. So it opens your eyes a little more too. Whereas you may be a little more calloused about somebody, say, in the military passing away, because you're like, well, you're in the military, you have a risk involved, and we've heard so much about, this military member died today, this military member died today. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it any less sad, especially for the families. But I think that, I just think the writer here, and look, I've missed the boat a lot as a writer myself, but I think he missed the boat here a little bit. And again, it's just not the time to bring up, why are we mourning him and not other people? It's, why can't we mourn him?
Well, let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk about that some more. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neuson. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing, service at its best when you need it most.
Respond to.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there joining us tonight. If you got something on your mind, if you'd like to comment on any of the things that we talk about, 256-234-6221. We were talking about an article in the local paper here that kind of stirred up some people, some responses, and that, hey, that's kind of what you're supposed to do when you do a column, maybe touch people and make them think, and whether they agree or disagree. But the whole the crux of the article was, the outpouring of mourning for Kobe Bryant, and the writer talks about, there are other people that do so many other great things, and yet we don't mourn them. I think it's just the nature of fame. I think that's basically what it comes down to. It's kind of like, similar to the argument of, well, why don't teachers make millions of dollars and athletes make, $39,000 a year? It's not the way the world works.
It's not the way our
I'm
world
not saying it's right. We're not saying it's right, but that's just the kind of the way things are. And like you said, I think it's better that, having some knowledge of somebody, and you see somebody on TV, whether it's an athlete or a actor or musician or whatever, and you see them enough, and it's almost like you feel like you know them because you spend part of your life with them, on a daily or weekly basis. And there is a connection there. You could say, certainly he inspired, obviously, an entire generation of young, probably, no doubt, young black men, but certainly young white men as well, and girls. And what he's, like you said, getting his girls started, taking them to WNBA games and getting involved in the women's aspect of it. And so, I think everybody ought to be more, less like, what is it? I mean, every man's death diminishes me. We're all part of the whole, right?
And that's
but
true.
That's not, but it's just, this is just kind of the way the world works.
And here's the other thing, you can look at it that way and say we're not giving anybody credit. But I mean, you can open up the obituaries here at the Outlook and see people that have passed away all the time. And I had no idea who they were before they passed away, or no idea who they are now. And I don't even look at the obituaries much, but when Kobe Bryant dies, again, it doesn't mean those people weren't special to the people that love them. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know why it has to be that you can't have this outpouring of support or all this empathy or all this sadness about Kobe Bryant because you don't feel the same way when somebody in Afghanistan is shot. I just don't look at it that way. I appreciate all first responders. I appreciate all our military men. They do stuff I couldn't do. Kobe Bryant did stuff I couldn't do too. But you're right. Kobe was on TV. He was there. We had a connection with him, whether you liked him or not. There was something there. And so when somebody like that passes, I mean, name somebody this passed. Bear Bryant. Bear Bryant actually died on the same day as Kobe Bryant, by the way, like in '83, I guess. Or somebody like Johnny Carson passing away. I remember that and thinking what a big deal it was. You know, but I had a connection with him. I never met the guy.
Yeah.
You have a connection with it. When Prince passed away, you know, you go down the list. When you a great artist or a great athlete or a great entertainer passes away, it makes you sad, and it makes you reflect on their greatness too, which can ironically bring a smile to your face. I'm just glad I got to see him play. So I don't know why it has to be an either or thing. You know, if you want to mourn every death you hear about, go for it, if that's the way you mourn. But, and there were several other people on that aircraft that passed away, and it is a shame, and it's awful. And I will give the news some credit here. They have tried to put those names out there. But when you're on a helicopter with Kobe Bryant, that helicopter goes down, people aren't going to talk about you quite as much because Kobe Bryant is the story. It doesn't mean you're less valuable. It just means he's more known. That's all.
Yeah, I think that's true. Texas A&M ends up winning in Knoxville.
They win in Knoxville, and you got to say Tennessee's NCAA chance took a huge hit, and Florida is about to be upset by Mississippi State. Mississippi State up 6 now with 3:23 left.
Still time there for Florida. Won't give that one to Mississippi State quite yet, but that'd be a big win for Mississippi State after they opened the conference season 0-3, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
Battled back.
Well, and I'll tell you something, though. They had Auburn on the ropes for a while. They had LSU beat. LSU hits a buzzer beater. I forget the third. The third game was actually Alabama. Now, Alabama, I think, handled them okay. But, yeah, it's they started out kind of rough, and then they got they've got talent, though. That team's got some talent.
They do. It was surprising. I think that may have been one of the biggest surprises. They were actually 0-3. We're up against another break here on Sports Blitz Live, but don't go anywhere. We'll come back with more right after these messages.
The same professionals you've trusted with your urgent care is now your primary health provider, Main Street Family Care. We provide annual physical exams as well as monitoring health conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, and more. All major insurances accepted, Medicaid, Medicare, and have self-pay options to accommodate everyone. See us in Alex City, just across from Walmart. Your care is our primary concern.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. Heal better, feel better fast.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Sound is something good.
At Kia of Auburn, no money down all month long.
Guaranteed I like it, yeah.
Plus, get no payments for 90 days and Kia's 100,000-mile 10-year warranty.
Sound is something good.
At Kia of Auburn on South College and KiaofAuburn.com.
Guaranteed I like it. No, I really love it.
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, their compact equipment provider.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here, or you can shop us online, only at Gorees Furniture.
Your express way to saving.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you for just one more segment. In the first hour of tonight's program, we're talking about basketball. Texas A&M goes into Knoxville and knocks off the Volunteers. A big win for Texas A&M as they get to 4-3 in the league. Tennessee falls to 4-3 as well. 12-8 now, as Luke said, their NCAA bubble looking like it's going to burst. Unless they have it's still a waste, a lot of basketball to be played. But, Auburn was 7-7 last year and didn't lose another game after that point in the season.
They lost one more.
Well, until the very end of the year. Mississippi State at Florida, that one coming down to the wire.
73-66, Mississippi State on top. It's going to be a big win for the Bulldogs. It's going to take them to they'll be 4-3 in the conference now. right in the middle of everything.
And have won 4 in a row.
And we'll have won 4 in a row. And Florida will be 4-3 in the conference as well, but not looking quite as sharp, losing 2 in a row.
And this one was in Gainesville. That's hard.
Actually, I think Florida will have lost 3 in a row because they lost to LSU, didn't they, last Tuesday,
Yes,
and then lose to Baylor, and then lose this game. Wow.
That's and after look, they ran Auburn off the court, but you could tell during that game they just were not great. They're not great.
Well, it didn't look like 2 really great teams. That's what SEC basketball is this year to me.
Well, that was one of the worst games Auburn has played. That Alabama game, it was just kind of the inexplicable as far as the rest of the season. But again, Auburn will tip off with Ole Miss just here in about 7 minutes in Oxford. Alabama going to LSU. What do you think about that one, setting it up?
I think it's going to be very tough, but I like catching them right now. They're due for a loss, and I think that Alabama's playing pretty well right now. I don't think they got the horses to run with LSU, though. I think LSU wins a squeaker.
LSU they got 5 guys that score in double figures. Everybody on the floor rebounds. It's a complete team. It's not a really deep team. You could get them in foul trouble, and they could have some problems. And look, Alabama,
so good.
if they shoot the ball well, they can play with anybody. But, that's just a question. Are they going to shoot the ball well?
I just hate seeing Trendon Watford over there playing so well. I really wish he would have wound up at Alabama. I understand his line of thinking. I read a story in AL.com. I didn't know this till today, though, that he and Herb Jones are like best friends. So I hate that. That's another reason that, he would have made Alabama – he would have at least been worth 3 more victories for Alabama to this point. There's no doubt in my mind.
I guess they didn't offer him a strong enough offer.
Not as strong ass offer as Will Wade likes to say.
Yeah. Will, that was a good question. We had a comment came through. How many teams does the SEC get into the tournament?
Well, right now you got to feel like, Kentucky's in, Auburn's in, LSU obviously will be in. Arkansas, I would say, look, they're 15-4, I think, but they're in right now. There's no doubt, but I think they can certainly play their way out of it without a doubt. And then there's a grouping of teams, and look, I think Alabama's got as good a chance as any of them. And Alabama's schedule is very front-loaded. The backside of the schedule is much more manageable. Alabama's got LSU, of course, tomorrow night. Then they got Arkansas at home and Tennessee at home before traveling to Georgia, and then, of course, to Auburn the next week. So I think Alabama probably sandwiches losses to LSU and to Auburn on the road, and hopefully they can get 3 wins in the middle of there before they work to the backside of that schedule, and I think Alabama will be sitting in a good spot. You know, because with their schedule, and, you know, Penn beat Temple the other night, which helped out. Rhode Island is still playing pretty well, which helped out. And if Alabama can, you know, they already have a win over Auburn, obviously, which is going to help the resume out. You're going to look back if it's real tight, and Alabama's still going to kick themselves about a couple of these games. The Penn game, first game of the year when Kyra Lewis goes to the stripe. All he's got to do is make one for overtime. He makes both to win. He missed them both. He was beside himself. Or the big lead at Florida that passed away. Man, you hate that. But I still think Alabama's got a really good shot. Look, you can get in this tournament with a 18-13 record. There's no doubt about it.
Probably so. Georgia in desperate need of a win tonight at Missouri. What do you make of Georgia? Got the player of the year maybe, but is Tom Crean, is he the right guy at Georgia?
You know, I think we're just going to have to wait and see a little bit. They got Anthony Edwards, and then that's about it. You know, it looks like.
Yeah.
So
is Vanderbilt going to win a game?
Man, they're on what are they on a 24-game losing streak in the SEC?
18 plus 6.
Yeah. So wow.
I don't know. Maybe
they got Kentucky tomorrow.
Maybe going back to next year too. I don't know. They may be on more than that.
Yeah, they got Kentucky the Wednesday night, and then I don't know that they are. Where are they going to get a win?
I mean, it's going to have to be a game where they just shoot out of their minds one night.
And for the second year in a row, they've had some pretty bad injuries, and of course, you know, Alabama has too. You know, you just got to deal with it. But man, it's hard not to win a game.
Yeah, they've lost their best player the last 2 years. That's tough. And that guy was, I mean, clearly, you know, you saw them play Auburn really tough in Auburn. And Saban Lee looks like a completely different guy now that Nesmith's out. So I don't know. I think Jerry Stackhouse is doing a pretty good job.
He's doing okay, but I mean he's going to have to be. The problem with Vandy, I think they're about to get into the. You know, they're recruiting some real one and done guys. It was Darius Garland last year. I think this Naismith guy may be.
Yeah.
So how long can they keep that up? I don't think very long.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Especially when they keep losing them.
Yeah.
To injury.
Going into Rupp tonight, it's not going to help them. Tomorrow night. That's for sure. South Carolina, can they play their way into the NCAA tournament?
You know, I don't think so. They've got some wins. You know, a win over Virginia, but that's not looking as good.
They got a win over Kentucky.
Virginia is they do have a win over Kentucky, but Virginia is sort of falling off. In fact, I'd say Virginia has a good chance they don't make the tournament now. And they have some really
Virginia
bad losses.
and North Carolina missing out on the tournament. Can you believe
Yeah, well, that's another thing that I think helped Alabama out. NC State was a team that's been on the bubble, and North Carolina went into Raleigh and beat them. So I think that helped Alabama. And, of course, Alabama played North Carolina. I wish they had played them when Cole Anthony wasn't there, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, well. That goes the way it goes. We'll keep you apprised of that. You say Mississippi State's that game over yet?
It's 76-71 with 40 seconds.
76-71 with 40 seconds to play. Mississippi State going into Gainesville. And I'm going to tell you, look, I went to that Auburn-Florida game. That's an intimidating crowd.
Yeah.
A very, very, good place to play. The student section is very active. I got there a good hour and a half before the game started, and the student section was already completely full.
Well, Mississippi State went to the line 1-1, up five, and missed the front end. Mississippi State gets a rebound. Robert Woodard, who has really been playing very well, he gets the offensive rebound, so they have to foul.
Wow,
him.
that's
a stinger.
That was Florida's chance right there. We may go ahead and call that one officially. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Sports Blitz is calling that one.
There's only 2% of precincts reporting, but we're going to go ahead and call it.
We're going to go ahead and call it. We're up against a break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with hour number 2 of Sports Blitz Live on this Tuesday evening, right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neusen. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday evening. Welcome into this Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you for one more hour in tonight's show. Talked a lot about Kobe Bryant in the first hour of tonight's show. A lot about basketball as Auburn about to tip off, or just has tipped off, there in Oxford, taking on Ole Miss tonight. Alabama will play on the road at LSU tomorrow night on ESPN2. Let's start the second hour of tonight's show with on the right note. Do a little who you got.
I'm with it.
Luke, who you got? Caribbean or Caribbean?
I go with both of them, honestly. It's
You're
like,
a flip-flopper.
I say I go to the Caribbean, like but if it's like Zaxby's new Caribbean jerk chicken sandwich, I'm going Caribbean. Nobody says Caribbean jerk. You say Caribbean. Or Caribbean jerk. You
Well,
go Caribbean.
yeah, okay. If I'm singing Billy Ocean, I'm going Caribbean.
Caribbean
Queen. But if I'm going to visit, I'm going to the
Caribbean
Caribbean.
Queen? It doesn't have the
It
same.
just does not. Doesn't do it. Who you got, Luke? Tobey Maguire or Jake Gyllenhaal? They may be the same person.
I've never seen them in the same room at the same time, but I don't think Jake Gyllenhaal has ever made a movie and screwed up a franchise as bad as Tobey Maguire screwed up Spider-Man towards the end. The first two Spider-Man were great. The Spider-Man 3
From the
stunk.
booth, we get it. Yeah. You didn't like, the third one was the weakest.
The third
of
one
the-
stunk.
But I thought the first two were pretty good.
Well, and they just ruined Venom.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the most iconic villains in the Marvel universe, and they screwed it up. And now they got a Venom movie, and they're coming out with Venom 2, and that's going to be fine, and the first one was okay. They kind of brought it back, but I mean, boy, they screwed that thing up. Because, they didn't even tell a backstory. Because the whole Venom thing was, they were going to do, the movie was going to be Spider-Man and Venom, right? That wasn't going to be the name of it, that was just going to be the two villains. Well, they kind of thrust Sandman into the picture because I can't remember that guy's name, Thomas, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Who was in
Lowell.
that? He was in the movie about the wine.
He was in
movie.
Wings.
And he was in Wings. He was also in the movie about the wine.
Yeah.
Sideways.
Yeah.
And he had become hot again, so I said, well, we're going to put him in the picture too. So all of a sudden, you don't have time for character development of Venom, and they just have him come down as this thing from space, just landing on his spider motorcycle out of nowhere.
His spider
Stupid,
motorcycle.
yes, that's what I called it.
Luke, who you got? Sesame Street or Electric Company?
Well, Electric Company is definitely cooler. Morgan Freeman started out on it as Easy Reader. But Sesame Street has the staying power, although it now is Sesame Street After Dark. It's on HBO now, you know.
I did not.
It is on HBO now.
Wow. Gatorade or Powerade?
I like Powerade Zeros, but Gatorade still.
Is that no calories or something?
Yeah, it's just no. If you're trying to do no carbs, you no sugar.
Okay. Okay.
So
Gatorade Lemon Lime will always be my favorite.
when you're sick, Gatorade Lemon Lime, or in a pinch, Gatorade Orange.
Yeah.
But nothing else.
Yeah, I agree. Nike or Reebok? We're talking 80s.
Still going Nike. I mean, you had
Reeboks were the coolest thing when I was.
Well, I remember my mom had the aerobics Reeboks.
I had the high tops.
Yeah, they had the. Well, you had sort of. Was you Shaquille O'Neal?
No, this was way before that.
Okay.
This
Well,
before
she had
Shaquille O'Neal was even on the planet.
She had the aerobics high tops. Had the two Velcro things you strap over. It felt like there was gel in them, like the stuff they put in Stretch Armstrong was in there.
Okay.
But
these are like white with two blue stripes on the side. You don't remember those?
Yeah, Nike blue Reeboks.
No, man, Reebok came on the scene.
Look, Nike makes they've got a lot of child laborers making their shoes, and they're cheaply made.
Yeah,
They're
Reebok
not good.
doesn't.
Yeah, Reebok does too. But there's something about Nike that's cooler. The swoosh is still cool. Nike is the god of victory.
Okay. Glass half full or glass half empty? Who you got?
You know, I like to think I'm
honest.
more. It's more fun.
Be honest.
It's more fun to be glass half empty guy. It's funnier.
You are the glass half empty.
Nobody wants to be glass half full guy.
I am no glass half full.
You're not. What are you talking about?
I'm always the glass half full.
You're more glass. You're like glass is 3/4 full.
3/4. Who you got, Luke? Mountain Dew or Mellow Yellow?
I mean, Mountain Dew in a runaway, right?
Really?
I mean, is there still a Mellow Yellow?
Mellow Yellow was always pretty good.
It was pretty good, but it got its doors blown off.
Does Mountain Dew have a song?
No, but yeah, they've got Mountain Dew's now got all these things. It makes me wonder if they just don't put straight meth in there because everything's Mountain Dew Kickstarter, and you know it does give you.
It may have some crack.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ice skating or roller skating? Who you got?
I'm not doing either one of them, but if I have to do one of them, I'm going to do ice skating because at least in ice skating, I feel like I can get towards the side, and I know it's going to end. And like we're going to run out of ice. Roller skating, you know, you get me going down a hill, I'm just dead. You're not going to get me going down a hill.
Never been ice skating before in my life. Used to go roller skating at Footloose. Right here in Alexander City.
No, not Idle Time. Footloose.
Footloose in the word.
Yeah, no, but what, it had a whole thing. Footloose. And then
Skate Center was what it was called.
What Yesterday's? It became Yesterday's after
It
that.
became a bar after the.
And then that woman complained about the noise, and we couldn't even have a bar anymore.
Thanks. Thanks,
whoever you were that complained about the noise. I'd still be drinking there now.
Who you got, Luke? Whole milk or skim milk?
Oh, skim milk.
Are
you just drink whole milk?
Yes.
God almighty. You know, like that stuff will fill you up. It's like eating a whole loaf of bread.
It's
a cup
good
of that.
for you.
Well, I mean,
people claim that it's not, but it actually is good for you.
I mean, I'm sure it is fine.
Public service message.
But I mean, if
skim milk's like water that's turned white.
But it's good for you.
It is
and I like
not good for you.
It is good for you. It's
can
not well.
be good for you. It's not. It's
unhealthy for you.
It's got like some chemicals in it that probably would.
What do you think whole milk has in it?
Nothing but cow.
Oh, it's just straight from the udder, baby.
Cow DNA, baby.
Yeah.
Leave It to Beaver or Father Knows Best. Who you got?
Boy, I thought Leave It to Beaver was always sort of overrated.
Really?
I like the beginning of Father Knows Best with the, just the shoes. Wasn't that just the shoes?
I know.
With the guys tapping. Yeah.
Is that tapping with the shoes? I'm not familiar with that.
I got to watch
Gotta
that.
be Leave It. I never watched Father Knows Best all that much, but I used to like the beef. Wally in the movie?
Look, there's no
Eddie Haskell, man.
There's no
you
more.
are Eddie Haskell.
I know. I dig Leave It. It's fine. It's a little overrated. It's not Andy Griffith overrated, which is one of the most overrated programs ever. I mean, I've tried to watch that a few times, and
The black and white Andy Griffith is in the top 5. TV
every time I heard that
programs
whistling, it depressed me.
in the history of television.
Is what now?
Andy Griffith black and white episodes is in the top 5 TV shows in the history of television.
That's totally erroneous. But
That is
carry on.
Yeah. Network or cable news? So you got.
I like network news. I mean, I watch NBC News. Like I like Lester Holt. I do. But I mean, what I know, I used to like Brian Williams. Of course, he's over there saying he rode a magic carpet over the Middle East and was shot at or something.
Yeah.
He told some kind of straight up story. He wrestled a
Couple
shark.
of times, I think.
But yeah, I like Lester. Lester Holt's fine. It leans left, which I wish it wouldn't. But you know what? I found every news source is going to lean one way or the other. There's nobody just tells us the news anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe when I was a kid, maybe I was just naive, but you could turn on Tom Brokaw, Peter Jennings, or Dan Rather, and it was straight news.
I agree.
mean, maybe they were all leaning one way or the other. I just didn't realize it.
It didn't seem as obvious.
It was not
as
as
it
blatant.
does now.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Boxers or briefs?
Well, you know what? I'm going to sort of meet in the middle here. Boxer briefs, I like those a lot.
Okay.
So, I don't, briefs are, just, come on. I mean, it's a little bit much. But I like boxers, but once you discover boxer briefs, you're kind of like, okay, this kind of works.
Yeah, I did that.
You got to have a certain frame for boxer briefs, though. And I'm getting to the point where I'm chunking up enough where I can't wear them anymore because my upper half, I mean, I'm getting the real bad muffin top, and it's just something you don't want to see in yourself. So.
Well, finally, fried rice or lo mein noodles?
Oh, fried rice.
Lo mein noodles.
Lo mein noodles are good.
I kill them every time.
When you go to a Japanese restaurant and you get that fried rice, they give you that fried rice. It's awesome.
Yeah. Up against the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Hey, slow down, buddy. This ain't Talladega, and that race car driver's number on your back window, you ain't him. Truth is, just 10 miles over the speed limit, and your chances of killing someone are 4 times higher. So forget the number on your window and memorize the one on that orange prison jumpsuit. Stop speeding before speeding stops you.
Drive safe, Alabama. A message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
Alex City Marines, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy, are they gorgeous. Also, some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga.
And I'm Coco. Do you owe more on your vehicle than it's worth? Are you stuck with high interest rates? We may be able to help.
If you've made your last 12 consecutive payments on time and would like to get a new vehicle for the same or close to the same payment and save thousands of dollars in interest, you may qualify.
So come by and see us and let us show you the Vaden way.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, located on Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you until 9 o'clock this evening, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. Auburn and Ole Miss have already tipped things off, and now Auburn already up to their old tricks, down 11-2. They will start a game cold. There is just absolutely no other way to talk about it. And I'll give you that's a travel, I think. Could have had a three-point play, but ended up being a travel. So Auburn starts slow. That's just what they've seemed to do every single time. So we'll see if they can break out of it, get something going here as we move forward in tonight's show. Super Bowl 54 on Sunday. Been 50 years since the Kansas City Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. The 49ers, of course, were a dynasty in the 80s and 90s. Went back. Jim Harbaugh got them back to the Super Bowl, but ended up losing to the Ravens a few years ago. But this one, one of the closest lines maybe I think I've ever seen. One and a half.
Yeah,
something like that. I think San Francisco has been the most complete team really all year in the NFL. But Kansas City, man, when they get hot, when they get going offensively, they look like they may be impossible to stop.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough out for San Francisco here unless they can get the ball control thing going. Here's the thing, Andy Reid, he hadn't been able to get over the hump with Kansas City, and now that he has, you wonder if there's going to be a great sense of relief in that game, and maybe he just lets all the cards fall where they may, and they just turn it loose. That certainly could happen.
Well, I mean, if you're at Bieniemy, if you don't turn Patrick Mahomes loose, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, all you do is just say, here, Patrick, here's the football.
I think, the only difference is, you go down through it and you look at the numbers, and, NFL statistics in NFL don't mean as much as they do in college, but there is a vast difference between these two defenses. The offenses are, San Francisco's put up some points. They may have done it in different ways, but Garoppolo has played pretty well. He's no slouch. I know he hasn't thrown a lot of passes here in the playoffs, but the defense from San Francisco is very much superior to the defense of Kansas City. So if there's going to be a major factor in the game, that's probably going to be it. They can get after the quarterback, and if they can disrupt Patrick Mahomes, then San Francisco got a great chance to win the game.
I still like Kansas City, and I like them probably by 2 touchdowns this game.
Really?
Yeah,
I think this is a runaway.
I do.
Okay. Just because Kansas City's that good?
I do. I think they're that good. I think they're that talented. And I feel like they have a better shot at getting out to a lead than San Francisco does of playing their game, just, ball control, running it. I think that, look, if Kansas City could stop Derrick Henry the way he was running in the AFC title game, I think they'll be able to handle Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, well, Green Bay thought that was going to be a handling too, I imagine.
Well, they had already been whooped by them once. Green Bay all we did was learn Green Bay is a lot worse than San Francisco, apparently. They played them twice, whooped both times.
Yeah, well, that's true. That Mostert, look, I mean, he runs hard. I didn't even know where he came from. Don't know if I ever even heard of him. But
I really hadn't heard of him yet. But 4 touchdowns in one game, 220-some-odd yards get your attention.
Yeah, that's for sure. Only had 772 yards the total this year. So apparently, came on late. That's for sure. But interesting, the two guys that are the leading receivers in this game, both tight ends. You got Kittle on one side. You got
Kittle's great.
Kelsey on the other. Both of them are good.
The Kittle play earlier this year in the New Orleans game where he just seemed to run over the entire Saints squad was just unbelievable.
Yeah. So give me a prediction. You say two touchdowns.
38-20.
38-20.
I said at least 2 touchdowns. That's 18 points.
Yeah, that would be a sound victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's going to be a little closer than that. I will too. I am going with Kansas City as well, but I'm going to say it's going to be 31-27.
Ooh, I like it. Look, I want to see a good game.
I think
you got a Super Bowl party to go to.
I usually have a little get together. Kansas City barbecue, and It's It ice cream sandwiches.
And what now?
It's It ice cream sandwiches, which are a San Francisco staple.
How about rice-a-roni?
It is, but these are much more tasty.
I'm saying if you're going to do San Francisco, so you do that every year. I remember that now.
These are literally from San Francisco, though.
So every year you do something from the two competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Boy. So who was it last year? It was
last year.
Who was the Super Bowl last year?
I can't even remember now as you ask me.
I really can't.
Well,
the Patriots
who won
and the Rams.
Okay.
So you got something from Boston. You had Boston cream pie, obviously.
I've had Boston cream pie.
What'd you have from L.A.?
I think we had Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Okay. Well, you got that delivered?
No, we just did chicken and waffles in honor of Roscoe's.
I've been there. You know that, right?
I have not.
I stole a menu from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Was it good?
It was fine. I mean,
did you have the chicken and waffles?
Yeah, I had the chicken and waffles. But I mean, it was just.
Is that all they serve?
No, they serve other stuff. It was fine. I mean, it's just like any of these other iconic places. You go there and it's like, okay, that's pretty good, but I've had better. But I understand it's the ambience, as Mo from The Simpsons used to say.
Okay. Yeah, we've been playing now for about, let's see, 9 minutes, and Auburn's got 2 points. It's 12-2 Ole Miss, and things are not getting any better as Ole Miss hits a 3. So, again, Auburn digging another hole for themselves. We'll see.
I told you, look, Auburn, we know this. Auburn's going to make a run. As our good friend Justin Clayton pointed out via text, in the NBA last night, a team came back from 17 down with 2.5 minutes to play. That seems impossible. And can you imagine the number of people who bet on whoever was winning that game by 17 and said, well, I'm just going to go into bed. I got this one in the bag. And they wake up next morning, blown lead.
Yeah, it happens. And look, I was at a game where Auburn had a 20-point lead against Ole Miss and blew it in that stadium. So comebacks happen all the time. And Auburn, always seems to get like you said, they do make a run in every one of these games.
There's always a run. It's basketball.
They were, they cut the Alabama lead to 4, I think, at one time. Cut the Florida lead to 3 or 4 at one time. So they'll make a run at some point. Hopefully we can. Good grief! Hopefully we can do something. Get off that. I don't know what's the goal. 2 points in 10 minutes. That's not good. We're up against the break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Scotty Fortenberry is Dadeville and the Lake Martin area's full-service Alpha agent. His office on Broadneck Street offers comprehensive life, home, auto, and boat insurance at Alpha's competitive rates. Scotty and Alpha Insurance are Alabama's #1 life insurance company for a reason. You'll always get the personal attention you and your family need. Scotty also has your commercial needs covered, so whether it's just a quote or full insurance evaluation, call Alpha agent Scotty Fortenberry at 256-825-9211.
Become a member of the Superior family. Superior GMC Cadillac, Superior Hyundai, or Superior Automotive Pre-Owned. Between our 3 dealers in East Central Alabama, we offer the superior selection and service for any buyer's needs. All with the personal touch of being locally family-owned and operated. Check out any of our dealers online, or our 3 great lots in Anniston on Quintard, or our pre-owned superstore in Pell City, and join the superior family of value.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
Caribbean Jerk boneless wings are back with a blend of mango, habanero, and exotic island spices. And introducing the Caribbean Jerk sandwich meal with banana peppers and Caribbean Jerk sauce. Caribbean Jerk boneless wings and new filet sandwich meal. 2 more reasons you'll get a kick out of Zaxby's.
The door's open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about, where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you for only about 35 more minutes in tonight's show. Luke, true or false, Eli Manning belongs in the NFL Hall of Fame?
That's totally true. I mean, he's got to be in the Hall of Fame. Look, he was not the quarterback his brother was.
No.
He has just as many Super Bowl rings as he does.
Was it all about Super Bowl rings? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't think it's all about Super Bowl rings. I mean, Trent Dilfer's not going to get in the Hall of Fame, and he won one with Baltimore. But I don't think there's any doubt. Eli has the longevity. He's got the.
Did they even win a playoff game when he didn't win a Super Bowl?
I think you're right. I don't think he did. And here's the other thing. You know, you did beat a team that was on the verge of going 18-0.
That's true.
I mean, that was
one of the
or
biggest.
I guess it would have been 19-0, wouldn't it? Because you played 16 regular season games.
Yeah.
They would have won. So they beat the 18-0 New England Patriots in one of the more famous Super Bowl games ever. I feel like he's. And David Tyree made the catch, but, I mean, it was Eli who threw it. And quarterbacks get the criticism, and they get the praise. And I think he deserved the praise in this one.
All right. What's the chances Roger Federer can pull the upset against Novak Djokovic in the semifinals of the Australian Open?
Honestly, I don't really know, but I'm going to say 42%.
I'm going to say about 6%.
Okay.
He's had a rough. I mean, he's gone like 5 sets. He had to come back. He's been playing just out of his mind for a 38-year-old.
Yeah.
But Novak Djokovic is cruising right now, and I think it's going to be, let's say, extremely difficult for him to pull this upset. He's just past his prime. What's the word for Tiger Woods' performance at the Farmers Insurance Open? I know you are keeping up with that.
No, I'm going to say.
He didn't win it. I'll say that.
I'm going to say, huh? That's my word.
Are you encouraged or discouraged?
I think golf is better with Tiger in it, but I think now golf is better with Tiger in it, and he just keeps coming up just a hair short. I know he won, I guess the Masters, was it last year? Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's better. Like, I don't know that anybody really wants him to beat Jack Nicholson's record anymore. Do you? Do you think he's made that much of a comeback? You know, America loves a comeback story.
Sure.
So do you feel like he's he's to that point?
I think there's a lot of people out there to do. He's one of those people that kind of divides, the spectrum down there. I think there's a lot of people that don't want to see him break it, but there's a lot of people that do. Absolutely, I believe.
And I hate to keep going back to the Kobe thing, but I couldn't help but think, he and Kobe had some same sort of career paths. They, child prodigies. They would take the sport by storm. Then some things in their personal lives are messy.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term, and then they make a comeback. And here's the thing, somebody was talking about, why do we mourn Kobe Bryant versus the other guys on the airplane? Well, listen, it's the same thing. If Tiger Woods were to pass away today, we would mourn him more than, say, if we lost Ernie Els. And there's no shot at Ernie Els.
They did Payne Stewart. Died in a plane crash.
Died in a plane crash, and everybody sort of did. There was a moment for Payne Stewart. There was a moment for Payne Stewart.
They ain't canceling any golf tournaments.
They didn't. No, that's right. Payne Stewart wasn't Kobe Bryant. And again, it doesn't mean Payne Stewart wasn't a good person. It just means sometimes somebody's more famous than you are.
Yeah. Well, here's what I say. I said this, true or false. I'm a little surprised at the overall reaction to Kobe Bryant's death.
It's definitely true.
Yeah. I would agree.
And I'm not saying it's unwarranted. I'm just saying it has shocked me that it has caused so many tears. Sports anchors you didn't know had any connection to him whatsoever. Basketball players that didn't even play with him. So it lets me know maybe I was a little bit behind the times on how much he'd actually done for the sport.
And if he was in his prime, I could maybe understand a little bit more. But a guy that's been retired for several years, that makes it even that much, I guess, more a little bit more surprising to me. But nonetheless, again, not diminishing it in any way, just saying that I'm surprised. Wasn't really prepared for how people are going to react to it. What's the chances David Ross leads the Cubs to the playoffs in any season?
Oh, any season? 37%.
Going forward.
37%.
37%. A lot of talent on the Cubs. He has no managerial experience whatsoever. Not sure he needs any, though.
I'm still going 37%.
37%.
You're not getting me. I'm not wavering. This is a hard number, Andy. I don't have time for your foolishness.
Okay. That's a kind of a low number. I think that's probably about accurate. I don't know. I'm not sure you could go higher than that. I just say it was an interesting hire. I'm all for him. I like David Ross. Played at Auburn for 1 year, played at Florida for a year, I think.
So do you claim him?
Auburn does, yeah. I think he claims Auburn, really.
Okay.
Of course, I think he and Hudson are real close. Mm-hmm. So, and he hit one of the biggest home runs in Auburn baseball history. He's almost got to claim us. Over or under 54.5 points for Super Bowl 54?
Over. I definitely think over.
I
said 50. I said 38-20. That's already that's
58.
3.5 points over, man.
That is the national over/under, by the way. That's not mine. So
yeah, I know. I dig it.
54.5 points. That seems a little low for this kind of game for these two offenses.
No, it doesn't seem low because San Francisco is going to ball control. I think they are. And so the key is right now. I would definitely bet on the under because there's no doubt. I think the over is a lock of the year.
Oh, really?
So I would definitely take the under now.
You think the over?
I'm not good at this.
Okay, yeah, me either. The over is the lock of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the week.
Lock of the year for the week. 22-9 now. We're probably about a little bit behind. They are going into timeout though, so that's probably about accurate. 22-9. Ole Miss over Auburn. They made a little bit of a run, but not enough of one.
Well, and Auburn just got a tech. One of the players, number 5. Who's number 5?
Was that McCormick that hit the?
Yeah, he hit the
scorer's table.
Hit the scorer's table, and papers went flying, and
they called it tech.
Yeah.
They already shot the free throws.
Yeah, they went 1 of 1, and then Ole Miss got another bucket, so it's 22-9.
Okay. Well, that just makes things that much better, doesn't it? We'll see what Auburn can do with Ole Miss. Again, Ole Miss coming into this game 1-5 in conference play,
think
but
it's
did
deceptive.
get their win
I think it's deceptive.
over Georgia. And look, okay, you go back to Ole Miss, they were not a terrible team coming in. They had played, like you said, I think their schedule was probably front-loaded too.
Yep.
They had lost to some pretty good teams. But like I said, get that win on the road especially. Give them some confidence coming home. What is it about a team that starts out the same way? You just can't seem to get off to a good start. It's got to be mental, right?
It's got to be a mental thing. I mean, it's just the makeup of this team. I mean, Auburn, one thing under Bruce Pearl, they have an identity every year. Like last year, they're going to play a little faster, maybe some helter-skelter at times, but they're going to, they're always going to be in the game, it felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, last year, I mean, you could just kind of overwhelm teams with three-point shooting. That's not going to happen this year. They could have a game where they hit 15 threes, but they hit 10 Saturday, but 9 in the first half. But it's probably not going to happen. Well, I guarantee it's not going to happen each and every week. So it's a different kind of, got to win in different ways. Needs to settle down, that's for sure. Up against the break, and we'll be back with more Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Is our number one concern. Advanced heat and air.
With the hot summer season just around the corner, it's time to decide if your current air conditioning system will keep you cool this year. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning for a free estimate on a brand new energy-efficient Trane heat pump system for your home or business. Your comfort is our number one concern. Call Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-234-5052.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local CAT dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Grab a 5-quart jug of Napa conventional motor oil for only $12.99 for a limited time at Napa Auto Parts. We're ready for back to school, even if you aren't ready. Purchase any Napa automotive battery and receive $25 back by mail at Napa Auto Parts.
Life is a sequence of little successes. The story of my Southern Union success began the day I walked on campus, making new friends, mastering a new skill, reaching a personal goal, the encore performance, the first date, the internship, and now, soon, the dream job. That's the story of my Southern Union success. Register for classes and get ready to watch your Southern Union story come to life.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Luke here with you. Only a couple of more segments in tonight's show. I like to do a little rank 'em in the last segment of this night of the show each and every night. Rank these Alan Alda movies. Happy birthday, Alan Alda. Today, born in 1936.
Okay.
You know who Alan Alda is?
I know Alan Alda. I'm a big fan. He was. I'll tell you what he's in. Alan Alda is actually in Marriage Story, which is on Netflix now. It's a very good. It's a good emotional flick.
Okay.
Check it out.
He's a very good character actor. Not going to have a lot of headliners for him, but he's in a lot of movies. Of course, we'll just say MASH, not the movie, but the TV show. That's what he's most well known for.
Yeah.
Murder at 1600, Wesley Snipes movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw that one.
Yeah, it's okay.
The Aviator.
I didn't see that one.
Bridge of Spies.
Didn't see that one.
Tom Hanks.
Didn't see it. I know what it is.
Okay. Sweet Liberty.
Didn't see it.
I didn't think you'd say any of these. Go ahead and rank them.
All right, those other three, I'm just putting an asterisk by. I'm disqualifying all of them. MASH is clearly number one.
Yeah,
and then Murder at 1600.
Aviator, they said it was a really good movie.
Take their word for it.
I have seen Bridge of Spies. It is very good.
Okay.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah.
I have seen Sweet Liberty. That's like an 80s flick. Don't remember what it was about, though, to be perfectly honest. I've seen Murder at 1600. It's okay.
Yeah, it's real good. Wesley Snipes.
It's okay.
Anything with Wesley Snipes is going to be good.
That's probably true. Subway sandwiches. Jeez. Cold cut.
Last.
Steak and cheese.
First.
Italian BMT. Meatball marinara.
Second.
Chicken and bacon ranch melt.
Third, I guess. I wouldn't eat any of those except maybe the first two.
You don't like Subway?
I hate cold cuts.
Why?
Because cold cuts suck.
Cold cuts is number one, clearly.
Cold cuts are god-awful. It's slimy, cold meat that doesn't appear to be cooked very well.
It's not cooked, man. It's like deli meat.
I don't want it. That's why I don't want it. Don't want it near me. I don't like looking at other people eat cold cuts.
I eat cold cut most every time I go in.
It's disgusting. And it's also, I'll tell you, here's what you
don't like the steak and cheese either?
I like steak and cheese. I like steak and cheese. I like their they've got I like I liked the teriyaki chicken stuff they had, unsweetened Onion chicken teriyaki. Okay. Until I found out, and this is actually on like Subway's website or something, that their chicken is like 48% turkey or something. And I'm thinking, hey, that can't be right unless you just got a swingers coop with chickens and turkeys and roosters and everybody just hanging out.
Maybe it was a turducken.
It could have been a turducken. I don't know, but I mean, now I don't trust it. Here's the other thing. I kind of dig Subway in a pinch. You know, when you want to feel a little healthier, I will go get, something kind of healthy there. But what I don't like is if you get the 12-inch sub, right? And then you had a guy go before you, like you, who got the cold cuts with triple mustard, which I don't like, double mayonnaise, which I don't like.
I'm not getting
and then
either of that.
I'm just saying. Yeah. And then he gets all that, and then they take that knife and they cut it in half, and then they give their knife like a one swipe across an apron or a rag or something, and then they're going to cut mine with him like, oh, you're going to get a clean knife. I don't want any of his stuff on my stuff. Okay. And I know he hadn't touched it yet. I don't care. I don't want any of that stuff that I didn't ask for on my stuff.
I see. All right.
I know, and that's anal retentive. I know it's being very picky. I understand, but that's why I go to dinner by myself most of the time. I know how I am.
And now we all do. On this day, 1985, supergroup, USA for Africa.
Yeah.
Recorded We Are the World. So rank these supergroups.
Okay.
Traveling Wilburys. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, that's Roy Orbison. They're
George Harrison, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty, Jeff Lynne, Roy Orbison.
I like all the people in it. I didn't think they were great as a group.
Okay. Cream, Eric Clapton, Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker.
Cream's fine. I don't know a ton of their stuff, though.
In the White Room with Black Curtain.
Okay, there you go.
Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. The Highwaymen, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson.
Yeah, again, I like them all apart more than I do.
Derek and the Dominoes, Eric Clapton, Bobby Whitlock, Carl Rattle, Jim Gordon, Dwayne Allman.
Except for the Allman and Eric Clapton, I don't know any of the other ones. What did they sing?
They were Derek and the Dominoes, Layla.
Oh, they did Layla. That's right. Okay.
Okay. There you go. Those are your 5 supergroups.
Boy.
These are the top 5 supergroups of all time.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to go the one with Waylon Jennings.
The Highwaymen.
Okay. And then I'll go, I guess I'll go Traveling Wilburys. If we're just going like who's in the group, I'm going Traveling Wilburys. But I don't like any of their stuff really. You know that what was the Pretty Woman? Did they do that one, or was that just Roy Orbison?
That was just Orbison.
That song kind of sucks. You can tell them.
Not really.
I don't like that song that much.
Okay.
It's kind of it's all just sort of bibbity boppity. It just.
You didn't like when Van Halen did it either?
I liked it better when they did it.
Okay.
They added a little oomph to it.
I see. So you're not a big fan of Cream, not a big fan of Derek and the Dominoes, not a big fan of Crosby, Stills, Nash.
No, not at all. Not a big fan of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and even if they add Young in there, I'm not.
Okay. All right. I like Cream. Really, Highwayman's number 1 for me as well. Just for the group though, George Harrison, Bob Dylan, Tom Petty.
That's strong.
I mean, that's got to be.
But I mean, it's kind of like it's like you say, I got Kobe Bryant and Karl Malone and Gary Payton on my team. We should win it all, right? And then you don't.
Yeah, but that's like a 70-year-old Karl Malone and a 59-year-old Gary Payton. I mean,
well, how old are those guys?
Yeah. Well, at the time, they were not that
Tom
old.
Petty has looked 75 years old since he was 13 years old.
Yeah.
He's dead now, I know.
Yeah. But looks good now. Super Bowl, NCAA championship football with Alabama not playing in it. World Series, NBA Finals championship game, NCAA basketball championship game.
I think, Super Bowl is clearly number 1. It is the most iconic event, I think, in this country.
Give me the national championship.
Okay, I agree with you, like our tastes, okay? But the Super Bowl is
worldwide.
America.
Yeah.
You know, it gets, the Super Bowl outdraws, this year's Super Bowl will probably outdraw the last 3 national championships combined. You know what I mean? And I like the national championship more, and I especially love the national. I would clearly put national championship number 2. I would put the NCAA championship number 3 because, frankly, the NCAA basketball championship, by the time we get to the championship game, you kind of burn out on it. I mean, the Final Four is exciting, but the championship game never seems to have the same flair as the Final Four or the Sweet 16 or, any of those. Let's see. Then World Series, I guess, and then NBA. Now, I'm going to go NBA Finals, then World Series. I think World Series has tailed off, and people do really like the NBA Finals right now. NBA Finals are a lot of fun to watch, especially you got to think the Lakers are going to be there. Who's going to be there from the Eastern side?
I guess the Bucks, maybe.
Oh, that'd be
Milwaukee.
fun.
Yeah.
Greek Freak against the Lakers. I'd like it. Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah, that would be good. It looks like it may be headed that way. Of course, there's a lot of good teams in the West. We'll see what happens. We're up against another break. We'll come back with one final segment of Sports Blitz Live right after this.
Hey, it's Steve from the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn, and after 10 years of serving the good people of East Alabama and West Georgia, we're still doing business the same way, offering the best products at the best prices with the area's best warranties and installing them with the area's best technicians. With great customer service, a knowledgeable sales staff, and our commitment to customer satisfaction, along with the best selection of the latest technology in the industry, there's no reason to shop anywhere else. Shop with confidence. Shop at the Car Stereo Shop in Auburn.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
At Russell Medical, our transitional care unit is a great alternative to nursing home care after a medical or surgical hospital stay. Transitional care increases strength and endurance through skilled nursing and therapy programs to promote a safe return home. Enjoy on-site therapy, private rooms, an activity center, and more. Call Russell Medical today to see if our transitional care unit is the right care for you.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neuson. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Lou taking you up to 9 o'clock. One final rank 'em. Happy birthday today, Elijah Wood.
Okay.
Born on this day, 1981. Lord of the Rings. You can pick out whichever one you want. The Good Son. Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, I love that movie.
He was a
Macaulay Culkin, that man, he changed the way you look at that kid.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he was a freak in that one. The Faculty, not a bad movie.
I'll tell you what, I like The Faculty. I'll tell you who's in it that a lot of people don't remember is John Stewart.
Yes, he
Remember,
is.
he's one of the ones, like,
He gets
the
poked
first
in the
one
eye
to get
with a pen.
Yeah, he's one of the first ones to get infected. Yeah,
that's true. You know who else is in that? Salma Hayek.
Yeah, whew. Yeah, she's strong.
Deep Impact, not as good as Armageddon, but same movie.
Yeah, it was exactly the same movie. And how somebody didn't knock him off that motorcycle going up the mountain is still beyond me.
That's true. And Sin City.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was. But Lord of the Rings, if it's one of the first 3 Lord of the Rings, that's clearly number 1. Any Lord of the Rings after that, they were all awful. They tried to turn the dwarves into comic relief.
How many did they have?
Huh? They had, they had.
I thought they had the Hobbit.
Like the Hobbit, and then there was which one was Battle of the 5 Armies? God, that was so bad. That movie was just. You just wished they were just mailing it in.
Okay.
Like just endorsing checks at that point.
I see. Good Son, Faculty.
Good Son. Yeah, I don't think you read them off about the way they need to be.
Okay. All right. Airing of grievances. Got any grievances?
I got one. First of all, congratulations to my boy Bryce Young, who is out of California. He was just named the #1 prospect in the country by 24/7. So I dig that a lot. And the guy he goes up against, DJ Ugalele, I think is how you say it, is going to Clemson as quarterback. So they'll probably continue their rivalry. He's the #2 player in the country. But I really am enjoying this Alabama basketball run. It's a lot of fun, but I have a bit of an issue watching our front row, which is really a lot of septuagenarians. God bless you. I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you show up. I'm glad you love basketball. And if you're on the front row, that means you're giving a bunch of money, which I also appreciate, and I know the university does. But if you're going to sit on the front row at a college basketball game, you can't just sit there like I'm sitting right now with your arms crossed and your legs crossed. You can't do it. In the middle of a run, you got to be into the game. The Alabama student section has gotten 100 times better since Nate Oates has been there. He does some, wacky stuff with them. They've done some, and it's cool, and they're into it, and I love it. I wish the students were more on the floor. They need to be. That's where they deserve to be. That's what college should be about. I know about the money issue, but if if our big-time donors are not going to uncross their arms and their legs, and I said the other day it looked like a Cracker Barrel exploded. It was nothing but older people across the front row. I'm older now, so I can say that. But and I think it's people my age too. They just sit there, and it's almost like they'd rather be upset if we miss a shot than be excited if we make one. And I understand at Alabama we don't rush the court and we don't rush the field. That's fine with me. That's fine that we don't do that. But you do have to get into the game. And I think that this team needs that, would appreciate that, and can feed off of that. And I want to see the atmosphere increase in Coleman.
Well, there you go. Septuagenarians, get off your rear end.
There you
go. Stand up for a while. Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere is a big part of it. Bruce Pearl's kind of created that out of thin air at Auburn and got something good going. So, that's a big part of building a program. Auburn cuts it to 17 going to the break. I said cuts it to 17 to go into the break. We'll see what happens in the second half, but that's going to have to be a big comeback for them to come back there in Oxford down 17. That's going to wrap it up for us tonight for Sports Blitz Live.